Welcome to VCC TV. Today we have with us Mr. Danny Wettreich, Chairman and CEO of GreenCoinX. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
So tell us what is GreenCoinX about?
GreenCoinX is the world's first cryptocurrency that requires all users to be fully identified to the same know your customer standards as the banking system. So when you open a bank account, you have to provide copies of your passport, utility bills in order to get the account. The same process occurs when you open a GreenCoinX online wallet.
And how is it different from Bitcoins?
Bitcoin users are anonymous, and that's caused all sorts of issues. Bitcoin has a reputation of being used by drug dealers and terrorists and people who want to hide from government. Unfortunately, that has caused all sorts of issues with governments and regulators. We set about creating a currency that was acceptable to governments, that the user base was fully identified, that anybody in the user base knew that everybody else in the user base was identified. It removes the issues that surround the Bitcoin world.
How does cryptocurrency work exactly?
Cryptocurrency is basically the fast and inexpensive way to move money around the world outside of the banking system. So a good example is if you want to move 1,000 sterling from, say, London to Beijing. The only choice you have currently is to use the banking system. And it'll take probably 7 to 10 days before it gets credited in Beijing. It moves through 3 or 4 different banks, all of whom charge a fee and push it down the line. And by the time the recipient gets it, it's probably £800 instead of £1,000. Do the same transaction with GreenCoinX, it'll take an hour to be credited in Beijing and it'll cost nothing. So the potential benefits to the consumer are very significant. We also have the capability of bringing into the world of commerce the 2 billion people in the world who are unbanked, do not have access to a bank account, but they all have a mobile phone, especially in India, which is heavily mobile phone orientated. So with a mobile phone, the user can go online, open their GreenCoinX wallet, go to a online retailer in, say, North America, buy a bicycle, pay with GreenCoinX, have it delivered to their local post office, and they're in the world of commerce without being a part of the banking system.
And then take us back to the journey of GreenCoinX. So when did it all started and where?
It started a couple of years ago in Ahmedabad by Chief Technology Officer Nilam Doctor, who started the concept and is in fact the guy who wrote most of the software, most of the critical parts of the software. And it's taken 2 years to develop the ecosystem. So it's not just a cryptocurrency, there's also an online KYC capability, which is how we identify all the users. There's also an affiliated exchange, online exchange called Crypto, which is secure and safe to use. One of the problems in the Bitcoin world is that all cryptocurrencies are unregulated, and there's been a lot of cases where some of the owners of the exchanges online have actually stolen client funds. So we wanted to create an exchange where that couldn't happen. So we have a situation where Crypto client funds are all held by a third-party fiduciary company in Switzerland, and we can't even access the client funds without the client's signature. So it's a secure way to buy and sell GreenCoinX. The other aspect of our exchange is that it charges no commission. It's free. So we have a free online wallet, free KYC, free exchange, all designed to encourage adoption and usage of the currency.
So it all started in Ahmedabad.
Yes.
And then, but when you moved to US.
We have several offices. We have a head office in Toronto. We have an operational office in Dallas, Texas, in the States. We have a European office in the Isle of Man, which, as you know, is a UK protectorate next to the UK. And that's also where we have a team working on a treasury capability to keep the currency stable in the GreenCoinX ecosystem.
And how much transaction you do outside India?
The whole ecosystem basically started 2 years ago and was completed only a month ago. So we're still at the early stages of launching it.
What are your plans for the Indian market, and how do you want to expand your base there?
We think the Indian market is very, very important. It's a 95% cash society, and it's clear from your government policies and the central bank policies that India wants to move towards a digital currency society, and cryptocurrency is clearly the way to do that. And within the cryptocurrency world, GreenCoinX is the only KYC identifiable cryptocurrency, which makes it very government friendly. And so we think that's the future for the Indian financial services market.
And have you got clearances apart from being...
Cryptocurrency in India is regarded as a commodity,
Okay.
and so in reality we don't need any specific government regulation.
Okay.
But at the same time, we want to work with government. We can do all sorts of adjustments to suit the Indian jurisdiction. For example, we can collect taxes on behalf of the government at the transaction level. So we anticipate multiple meetings with government authorities to pursue that.
Okay. And what about funding? Have you raised any fund?
We've raised funding over the last few years. We at this point are still looking for additional funding, but we feel confident over the next few months that we'll be in a good position to launch the GreenCoinX ecosystem on a worldwide basis.
Okay, and what all countries are you planning to tap into?
The initial push that we're going to go for is India, Canada, and the UK.
Okay.
And then from there, all those are very friendly jurisdictions towards cryptocurrency and very significant markets. And then from there, we'll expand further. But obviously, we're not limiting ourselves in terms of the ability on a worldwide basis to open a wallet. Anybody can open a wallet as long as it's not in one of the countries that are designated terrorist jurisdictions.
So it's similar to Bitcoin, but it has all the clearances, checks and balances, and regulated.
It's similar in concept to Bitcoin, but it's very different because it's based on identification, whereas Bitcoin is based on anonymity.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Have a good day.
Thank you.